It's time to begin. Here we are. I am LaShanta Ife, known by many names. Ifeyemi, Oshumbaro, Miss Ashe, all different attributes that I embrace and move through and live through. And we have
Kaya,
Kaya,
also known as Kaya. I just go by Kaya. And
one of my beautiful daughters.
yeah.
One of my beautiful daughters. Like I said, we'll have Maya joining us shortly. Um, we are going to begin our topic. And interestingly enough, friendships about women. Hey, sis. Hey, Teresa. Friendships with among women. We've had this conversation. We haven't talked about this in depth, like just a lengthy conversation about how we feel and our experiences. We'll talk about it as things come up in friendships, but not one, in depth like this. So as I was contemplating this conversation, I'm like, this is going to be quite kind of interesting because I know there's going to be three different perspectives that emerge from this, but we are all have the same objectives or goal or the same importance that we hold in our friendship. So this is going to be interesting.
I also feel like it changes as you get older too. Like the
Absolutely.
reasons and the just the depth of friendships, it changes as you get older. So it'll be good to see
Absolutely. Right.
different
Right.
ages.
And generationally, it's going to change because, yeah, I mean, the things that were important for me and my friendships back in the day, they've shifted. I don't know if it's the importance, but I think it's the activities we organized ourselves around and the way we showed our loyalty through those different activities has definitely changed. So where we starting, Kai? What we got first? What's first on the agenda? We're trying to be a little bit more organized here, y'all. Okay, go ahead.
So what defines a friendship? Um
And the second question, follow up to that is, has that changed over
Change
time?
over time.
Answer that together. Go ahead.
Uh
Oh, look,
when it comes when it comes to
go ahead.
defining a friendship, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of hard for me to do, like to define, to put it into words. Um, though I do feel like I have a lot of like I can name characteristics of a good friendship, but when it comes to like putting it in like a sentence and a definition, I don't I don't really think I could do that.
What defines it for you? Yeah, because we don't want to, I guess towards the end of this, we are going to go over some green flags, red flags, which is a way of defining a
Right.
friendship.
Right.
Um, but to be fair, I found myself kind of curious about this question too. It wasn't the easiest for me to answer.
To answer, yeah.
And primarily because, and you and Maya will probably be shocked or disagree or be like, okay, there goes mom about my answer to that. And
Mm-hmm.
that is because I don't think at this age that I consider myself to have friends. Let me explain. I knew it. Let me explain. I
Cause
have
where
what?
the where the friends at?
Hold on.
Get on her. Cause
Let
huh?
me get Maya in. Hold on.
My, did you hear mom?
Talking about you don't have
She don't
friends.
have friends.
Wait a
You don't
second.
have
I'm
friends.
gonna explain. Let me explain. I knew you guys were gonna think that was
I
this.
have
Us and your friends that
sisters
are
and
watching this.
brothers.
No, I want you guys to now. You know, if I'm gonna say something like that, I have something to back it up with. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
here is what I mean. I have what you might call associates. I have community,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there are people within that community that varying degrees of relationship. And then I have sisterhood. But I
Understandable.
can't say, I don't know, friend just seems so ambiguous to me. It just seems so flighty. I don't know I can be married to that term. I have associates, I have community, I have sisterhood. I have sisterhood. And sisterhood isn't always like these are the people that I'm always around, right? But there's a certain level of bond or respect, and we'll get into, the characteristics of that later. And then there's community, and these people in community, with the varying degrees of that relationship, I feel like there's a responsibility. There's a level of significance in this relationship that goes beyond associate, but not necessarily sisterhood. My sisterhood folks are in my community, but not all my community is in my sisterhood circle. Does that? Yes.
Let me get some clarity. So, are you saying that basically to you, the word friend is so heavy that for you to consider someone a friend, you might as well consider them a sister? Like, it's
No.
either we're sisters or we're nothing. Like, there is no in between. Like, is that what you're saying?
No, I said associates
She has
community.
associates.
Associates are not friends, though.
Right.
Associ-
Okay. It's
so, I'm
true.
saying, like, in order to take away the whole friend word,
I think
that
friendship
means
is so overused that it doesn't really carry meaning to me anymore.
that is a very unique experience.
I just like, no, seriously. I think
Okay.
it doesn't carry the weight anymore. Like I've grown and I understand the value of my community, regardless of the strength of these relationships, and they vary. But I have a responsibility to these people in my community, and then I have sisterhood, which also, includes community, people in my community. Hey, Jovi, people that elders, so on and so forth are in that piece.
Right, right. So, for the sake of this conversation, let's say sisterhood for you. Okay?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's kind of what I would say. Like, when we were thinking about this topic, I kind of agree with you because all my people that are friends, I also consider them my sisters
Sisters.
because
Yeah.
we're locked in.
It's for life.
And if we're not locked in, then we don't talk all the time and we're associates. Like, I kind of get that, but that's still a friend, though.
No,
Friends that are sisters,
Well,
they are still your
I don't talk
friend.
to my sisters
I have some
are my
sisters.
close
Well,
friends.
we know that, Kaya. We'll get to that in a second.
I have some locked in sisters that I do not talk to all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
those are still your friends, though, because they're not blood sibling related. They're your friends that you're close to that you call your sisters. They are still friends.
They're a part of my community. Let's not get caught up in the semantics. I can define my relationships how I choose.
That's true.
So
That's
I have my
true.
associates, my community, and I have my sisterhood. Y'all know I'm gonna be extra. You know that.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, so I kind of missed the question. Where were
Well,
we
the
on?
question is, what defines a friendship to you, and has
Oh,
it changed over time?
okay. So personally, for me, I think it has changed over time. A friend was someone that you just hung out with because you were close by. You know, like you hung out with because you were close by. In college, it was kind of the
A
same.
good time.
And then, a good time, a good time. Then when you get into adulthood, it's like the real qualities of this person's actual nature and being matter. So, like, and I'm not even saying what they do with their lives. That's not what I'm saying at all. Because that actually expands. Because when you're younger, your friends kind of are all doing the same thing. When you're adults and you're all doing different things, I think that's why these other characteristics matter because that's what kind of holds you together.
They're
So,
principles.
that's
They
kind of
become principles.
Become
hmm?
principles.
They
Yeah.
become principles.
Principles. Yeah, principles. Because
Principles.
you got like long distance, everyone is like you working, kids, like you have got to have real foundational aspects and principles even when you're meeting new people.
Yeah.
So that's my definition of friendship is people that I can count on, people that can count on me, people that I love and care about, people that are in my corner, people that support and support vice versa, but then also that I get along with and like am vulnerable with as well.
Right. So what about you, Kai? We've had some time to talk. We've kind of thrown our things out there. I didn't get into like some characteristics as we're gonna do that soon. But what about you in terms of defining friendships?
Well, I mean, I kind of disagree with Maya. I still don't have anything separate or really anything to add on. I disagree with what she said.
What do you mean? Why? What is it that you disagree with?
No, I agree.
I just
Oh, you
agree.
I
agree.
just agree. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add on to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So let's what sis said. Listen here, I'm here, sister. Listen, I'm here, sister. That's right. That's right. And we have Jamila and joined us. She said, "Hey, beautiful people. Hey, love.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, love." So, next question. What kind of friend are we? What kind of friend do you consider yourself to be?
Kaya, I'm curious to think what you think, like what type of friend you think you are.
I think I'm a great friend. I think I'm a great friend. I'm not the okay.
You were
Let's
asking
start here.
Kaya?
I'm asking Kaya what kind of friend she thinks she is.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not the most present friend when it comes to day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm really not present at all when it comes to day-to-day basis. But one thing about me and my friends, I mean, I do check in though from time to time, and it's just like
What's time to time?
it just depends, girl.
Wait,
Like you trying to put
are you like the way
it
you
just
show
No,
depends. I
because
mean,
I think that Kaya is a unique type of friend, but it doesn't take away from the type of friend that she is. So I kind of want her
right?
to give a little bit more specifics, like how long do you go? But like, you know,
It's really throwing shade right now.
but see, this is the thing though.
Yeah.
Okay, we can say, yeah, I go a long time without talking to my friends, but at the same time, it's kind of vice versa. Like it's not like they're hitting
that's
me up and
true.
I'm just not
That's
responding.
true.
It's
That's true.
just, it's kind of a
That's
vice versa.
true.
But I think it starts because, me and Maya have mutual friends, and Maya talks to certain friends more than, me and that person talk. I think it just depends on, like, they just know it's not that they're not that type of friend, but they just know that I'm not that type of friend. So it's just like our relationship just isn't, oh, we're not going to be talking every day, just because they just know, if that
So
makes
I have
sense.
a question for you then. So these are people like, so that is just another way to define friendship for you then. If it's like, so what about these people makes them people that you still consider friends if you don't talk all the time? Because some people think that friendship means you have to talk all the time. So
Well,
what
that
about these relationships make these unique to you?
anybody that thinks a friendship means you have to talk all the time, like, we're grown. Let's be for real.
Well, let's
And we're
okay, Kai. I want to add something to this in terms of what I've observed.
but just the okay, but just
Not about
back
you, but in terms of how people reciprocate friendship,
Yeah, yeah.
both of you. But go ahead.
right, but just back to the original question, Maya, you were asking me, like, what type of friend do I think I am? No, I'm not. Um, oh, I'm blanking. What did I say at first? I'm not there. I'm not present all the time, but I'm still. Um, if there's something going on, like I'm still gonna show up though, no matter what. And I'm still. It really honestly depends on what I have going on in my life too. Like if I feel like I'm just got a lot going on, I just can't be that friend that's there all the time. But I will say that I would like to be. I would like to be a little more involved in my friends' lives sometimes, just on like a more day-to-day basis, but it's just not easy for me to do when I have my own stuff going on. But I'm still going to be there at the end of the day. And they know, if it comes down to it, like I'm going to show up. I'm still going to go out of my way to support and show up and do, be there for you when it comes to important moments. But when it comes to the day to day, and I feel like I'm doing better personally. I do feel like I'm doing better when it comes to checking in on my friends.
Oh, okay. You know,
But
I don't think that people who know you should not take it personal because you are
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a very out of sight, out of mind type of person. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I remember when you were younger and you would be away from me from extended period of times, you didn't really call.
and I was gonna say, yeah, that's not just with friends. It's just with
Yeah,
anybody,
exactly.
really.
You would be like, oh my God. I just had to learn, like she just be living her life. It doesn't mean that she loves me any less or that she misses me any less, but in terms of reaching out and staying in connection is just not the thing that she does. But what I will say about both of you, and I think I've said this to both of you guys really show up for your people, for your friends. Y'all will travel. Y'all will spend, I mean, you will go out of your way. And even sometimes when it's an inconvenience to you to
Mm-hmm.
be present and show up for your friends. And so I'm just, I want to see that reciprocated in the same way. And but I wonder if maybe if my
Who you throwing shots at? I'm
Right,
reciprocating.
because baby, mine reciprocate.
right, but I think that sometimes you guys will inconvenience yourselves to be there for your people. When I see people show up, it may fit. It kind of fits with what it is convenient. It is, it fits within what they're already doing.
Let me interject really
Wait.
quickly.
I want to
Okay.
say, but I wonder if that's because both of you may not ask for what you really need because you don't want to be an inconvenience
I feel like I'm that way.
So
to your friends.
I used to be that way.
I feel like
Um,
I am.
yeah, and that's kind of what I think a good point to get to is now, because for the longest time, I guess you could say I overextended myself, whatever, because I also didn't ask or didn't. My friends would be like, I would probably post something like really in depth and be like, yeah, I was going through it the last 6 months. And my friends would be like, what? Like, you didn't tell us, like,
At one point,
But,
yeah.
but I will say that since being pregnant and having my baby, all of my friends across the board have gone over and beyond.
Oh,
Riley drove from Florida to Charlotte just for my baby shower and turned around the next day. That is a 9-hour drive to
yes,
be there and support
that's
me.
that's that.
Destiny above and beyond, Sierra above and beyond, even recently helping me out. Like I was just saying, like, it feels like my heart has been reflected back to me through
No.
my friendships. And so yeah, but the thing is, like, even Kaya can say with our friends that we have mutually, we know that they'll, like, we just don't be
Yeah.
asking or it just doesn't come up. But like, we're going this
But
hard
you
now.
were put in a position where you had to rely on others. You
Exactly.
had to lean. It was the nature of being a mother where
Exactly.
you had to allow other people to show up for you. I
And
wonder if
that's,
it's
yeah.
different for you, Kaya, because you are the younger sister. So you have a friend in Maya. You have kind of a friend in me, and we just kind
My besties. That's
no,
true.
really, these two here.
Yeah, like, mom, you're my best friend. You and Kaya are my best friends. Like,
So it's almost like you probably don't feel like you have to reach out.
And
But
see, one thing about Maya, like she's gonna, even if I'm not gonna, like she's gonna make me talk about something. Like
yeah,
she's gonna be like, okay, Kaya, so like what's going on with this? Like I don't know what's going. Like she's gonna make me talk about it. She's gonna ask me the questions. She's just gonna, she's gonna
do you want to get into that or no?
right or no. Even if I say no, she's like, okay, well, so what's really going on with it though? Like she's not gonna give me really the options. Yeah, it's
I
different with
love
her.
that. I love that. I
She
love
gonna
that because the
she
conversation
makes
does
the
need to be pulled
communication.
out.
It's
So
gonna
the
happen.
reason why I think it's interesting to bring this up because we're talking about what type of friend are we, or even the value that we find in our friendships. But we also have to approach our friendship, sisterhood, with a level of openness and vulnerability so that we can receive. This is something that I see is a challenge for a lot of people who wish to have community and sisterhood with other women, and I know how invaluable it is to be held by another woman, for a woman to hold space for you. Like, there's nothing in the world like that. You can crash the hell out, go deal with your stuff, and you got people who are standing in energetic spaces for you, showing up for you. There's so many other ways that these people are present, and you need that. And so I just remember a little while ago, I think I made a status on Facebook. I was like, man, I wish this for all of the women, for every woman to know what that feels like to have genuine sisterhood. Now, my sisters, I'm not the close, like physically in physical proximity type of friend, sister, because I'm who knows where I'm at in any given time. However, no matter how far or near I am there in whichever way that I can be, whichever tools and resources I have at my disposal, I'm showing up. and whatever is on their mind and their heart in terms of what they're looking to achieve or in terms of things that they're working through, like my attention is with them, my prayers are with them, my, you know, my heart is with them, my whatever I can do in working that out is there. So, and I think that's why the sister, where they say sisterhood, because it feels more like family. You know, you wake up thinking about what your people are experiencing one way, you know,
I'll
one way.
say that, yeah, and I'll say that too. Like, I may not reach out every time, but like my friends cross my mind on a daily basis. You know, it's like I am always thinking about them and hoping that they're doing well and just everything. But I think we've also just witnessed you be a good friend to your friends as well. I think that has kind of rubbed off on us just because we
Yeah.
see how much your friends appreciate you. Like your friends, well, your sisters in your community. Um, they love you real bad.
Right? Like,
They love you real
But
bad.
so that's what I was trying to get you to get to, Kaya, because like, yeah, you don't show up all the time, but you're the realest friend someone can have in their corner. And I
listen,
think that's important to know, like, because a lot of people do say, oh, well, we text all the time, we talk all the time, and this person doesn't text us, because like it really comes down to, it depends. I think that's the difference between friend and sisterhood, though, because Kaya's always there and like will ride regardless.
yes, yes,
I'm
yes,
riding.
And then mom, like what Kaya just said for you, I think that was a really important thing. Like even watching how, again, during my pregnancy, like your friends
Your
even like
friends.
supported me throughout that. I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
have to take, I already took my friendship seriously, but I'm like, I need to take my friendship more seriously because this is my community that will also be there for my children and vice versa. So like
yeah.
it's invaluable. Like you
It's
said, like
really life.
real sisterhood is
Yeah.
like,
It's for life. It's for
That
life.
experience right there was another level of the how sisterhood shows up in someone's life, because I had not experienced that in my lifespan development. Here is my child who's having a child who is having a baby shower, and what that meant for my people to
Yeah.
show up for you. And people flew from all over the place and we got down. You know what I'm saying? We did what needed to be done.
indeed.
It did, honey.
It was just a really beautiful, touching experience, for that to show up the way that it did. So and so that was a new experience for me, you know, coming into that part of my life as a grandmother now. And then, oh, this is another level of friendship or sisterhood. That is sisterhood, you know, family. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I
So
agree.
I want to answering that question though, like what kind of friend do I think I am? I don't feel comfortable saying. But should I? Because what am I gonna do? Just
Um,
rattle off all
Mom,
my am I
this
gonna be
woman,
like
why
I'm
create
loyal and I'm this and that and I well,
well,
but we
there's
didn't do.
different types of friends. Like there's different
Yeah.
types of friends. Like I'm the Akiki friend. I'm the friend that's
oh, you
gonna
are a
tell.
Kiki
I'm the
friend.
Akiki friend. I'm the
You
friend
are the
that's gonna be
Kiki
like,
friend.
you know, I'm gonna try to tell you like it is in the nicest way possible. I'm not like that with y'all, but with my friends, I do try to be a little nice. You know, like I'm the friend that's gonna like be down with all the she's naive, but then I'm also the friend that's gonna be like, well, have you meditated? You know, so like that's the type of friend. Like, what type of friend are
Okay,
you?
okay. In that respect, then I am definitely a balance.
Mm-hmm.
We always say you are the absolute best, sis. I think I'm a good. Thank you, sis. You are too. I think I'm a good balance in showing up in the sweetest way, but also, and this is why I value my friends, my sisters, and showing up in the sweetest way possible, but also like being down for whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold you accountable. We're gonna hold each other accountable. We're going to move towards elevating and evolving and continue to transform. Like we're completely dedicated to that. Completely dedicated to that.
Mom,
And
real quick, Siraj Amin said, "Hi, Miss Lashanta. I haven't seen you since IGS. You're not
oh,
going to see the comment because it was
that's
on."
the Institute of Global Scholarship,
Woo,
fam. In the
woo,
house.
IGS.
That's community. That's an example of
That's
community. I have
community. I
many.
think you said something really important when you said holding your friends accountable. And I think that's where we see a lot of friendships fall off. And that's kind of, I don't know if that's, you know,
What do you mean? Why would that fall off if,
so
oh,
that's kind of a test of a real friendship. If
yeah.
you try to hold somebody accountable and
Mm,
they take that either the wrong, there's just, it can just go left. Like, you know what I'm saying?
that's a
Or if I realize, you know, I was in a place and I'm like, dang, I come out of the place and I'm like, dang, none of my friends told me I was tripping. Like, do they really care about me? That's never happened. That's never happened. But I'm a saying that probably does happen. And then, like, when that's also how you realize how close you are with someone, like, can I, is this a space, you know, is this a space for me to kind of hold them account? Like, that's a test of friendship right there.
I absolutely think that's a test. And I want people, I remember saying this to an elder of mine, and this was because of something my brother said. He said, we were at a gathering, and he said that people were afraid to tell me about myself. And I was like, wait, what? He
Hmm.
said, well, you know what he actually said?
I wonder why.
You know what he actually, wait, what? Go ahead. No,
Wake it
explain my
up!
mouth,
Wake it
please.
up!
Why would people be afraid to tell me about myself?
You can be a bit intimidating at times.
Okay, that's what he said. He said I'm
Yeah.
intimidating. He even said that I can come off as a bully. Is that true? How?
Mama, I
Uh,
called you Judge Judy the other day. Like,
yeah, a bit. I'm not gonna say a bully, but kind of a little judgy sometimes.
Well, I think let's talk about this though. With you guys, I hold you to a certain standard, and with my family, period. So I come very direct with y'all. Like I'm
so you're
not,
not like that with your
I'm not
friends?
gonna skip through. No, I mean with my sisterhood, yeah, but I don't come off with it. Y'all are my children, so I have a certain expectation, a certain standard.
That's true.
I'm not gonna be hushed. So this different. It's different. But
That's
yeah,
true.
he said that I was intimidating. So I remember saying to my elder mother, like I said to her, I said one of my elders, I said I don't know if I get the honest feedback that I need a lot
Mm.
of times. And so I said, please tell me if you see me doing something or if I need to be checked. My sis, thank you. Yelling say, I don't see that, sis. Thank you. We've known each other before y'all were y'all even around? Maya, I think you just got here.
Okay.
But we see
Like,
that. I mean, but we just see you in a different like.
You're my
Pretty
children.
much
You see me.
exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
But I
gonna
mean, that's
see
good that you don't show up like that in your friendships. Like that's a testament to that you are a different friend than you are a mother, which I would hope so.
I would hope so too. But I do remember saying, like, it made me think, like, oh, snap, I could be around here with a big ass head thinking I'm this and that just because people will not check me. And
Uh,
so I took that, like, okay, well, wait a minute. The people that I respect, that an elder, like, if you see something, please tell me because I don't know. You know what she said to me?
What?
And I was like, that didn't help, but maybe it
What?
did. She said, no one ever has to do that for you. Like, that's
But it's
not.
true. That's also true because you
That's
do it with
He's like,
yourself.
what? That doesn't happen. And I was like, that didn't go the way I wanted it to. I wanted somebody like tell me something about myself, so I'm not over here living in some fantasy land about me being thinking I'm the greatest.
I feel like one thing that you talk about, which I think is important with blind spots, but goes with what you said about yourself, is that we
Yeah.
all have blind spots. We all have habits and characteristics that we don't see that may be negative and could use work. The thing that's make different about you is you do a lot of self-study, so you're going to see more of your blind spots, but you also work with people a lot, so you're able to see other people's blind spots, and maybe one
Which
like
makes me
you're
check
able
my
to see other people's
own
and you check your own,
bag.
and you check yourself a lot. So not to say there's nothing to be checked, because we check each other often
Right.
respectfully, but it's just a lot less, and you've just grown a lot as a human. Like at some point there's not much
There's
to
no, you
do left.
always self-evaluate. But here's the reason why I do, because a blind spot is not something that you see, and that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
right.
don't see it. It's not
Mm-hmm.
something that, oh, I was thinking this, thinking that, oh, that's my blind spot. No, the point of a blind spot is that you don't see it until it's too late. And because I know that's a reality, I'm always like, let me be conscious of, and let me not, take anything for granted. And let me always be vigilant about my own self-reflection, because there may always be something that I don't see. So let me stay humble. You know what I'm saying? Let me
Yeah.
stay humble. But I think that circling back to friendship, or sisterhood, um, that factors in for me. Like how there are things about myself that I don't see.
So I
And
think, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think the way to kind of solve for that in friendship, or what's coming to mind for me, is that if the base of your friendship is love, then you know that when someone's checking you, it's always coming from love. But if you're not sure if this person loves you, or you're not sure if this person cares about you, there may be some type of defense. Or if you really love someone, there's a different way you'll approach checking them. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, do you disagree? What do you think?
Yeah. So love is not a catch-all. There are people who genuinely love other people, but don't have the skills to either be
Mm,
self-aware and also
that's
to,
a good point. Maybe
hold
that's just how I view mine. So that's
somebody
true.
accountable. So love is only part of the equation.
Yeah.
You also need to build the skills to operate in sisterhood effectively. I
So
love
we're
you, and then and some.
So, question, and Kaya, maybe you can answer this too. Do you guys think that having sisters helps prepare you for sisterhood? That maybe someone that grew up without sisters might have a harder time navigating friendships with women?
I have my own answer to that.
Well, we can't. I guess we really need somebody's perspective that didn't have a sister growing up, because
That's
I mean,
true.
we wouldn't really know the other side of that. But I mean, I guess from our so you can see the comments. Okay.
Someone says, this is Deron, our sis, our community sis in Denver. She says, most often when we are direct, we are more critical of ourselves. Facts. That tends to mean we are unnecessarily more critical of others.
That's true.
Or maybe they don't
That's
have
so
the
true.
capacity to love in that way. True. True, true, true. Skills. It's all skills. And I think that is very true. Wait. So, I mean, I don't know if people are watching Love is Blind, but the girls and I watch Love is Blind. And there's a woman on there who was like really verbally abusive and just demeaning to a certain character, her potential mate. And part of that is that she was insecure and very critical of herself. So to Duran's point, like that can come out when you're overly critical of others. You're also very critical of yourself, but that also is a reflection of not being able to just accept and love who you are, and feel like you have to do more to be better.
So, for a bit of a pivot, where do you guys think, like, how did you guys find your real friends, and how do you sustain those friendships? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where do you go to find friends? How have you come across your closest friends? How have you sustained those friendships?
I
How do you
don't.
see do you see new friends coming in? Where do you think that, you know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, Kyle.
Well, I don't feel like you really go anywhere specific to find
Mm-hmm.
friends. It kind of just happens naturally along your path of life. You're gonna meet your college friends. The majority of high school, you're gonna have your childhood friends, your high school, for like through every phase of your life, you're gonna meet friends, and just naturally. Now, like you said, if they stay for a long time, stay for a long time. If it's a good time, it's a good time. But I don't feel like there's any
Every
specific.
time I say it's a good time, I can see the stories. Like I can see, like it's a good time. It's a good time.
Because
I
we've had some good time friends, and were the times
Yes,
good?
see the
it's a good
history
time.
there.
Yeah, to sustain the friendships, I feel like in general, now we're kind of just all in I mean, but I don't know. It just depends on the person. It's kind of like it's the same thing as like a relationship. There's love languages. People have their love languages, even in
Mm,
friendships. So
mm-hmm.
you know, a friend may need. That's what I'm saying. I could probably just do better because a friend may need words of affirmation, or just what I'm saying. A friend may need you to be there in specific ways for them to feel like,
Mhm.
okay, this person truly cares about me, truly, just as any relationship goes. So, but I guess providing that love language for that friend. You don't have to do it all the time, but that how anybody wants to feel loved, in a sense. I feel like that's kind of how you would sustain those friendships. For me, I just check up on my peoples and make sure that they're good. I just made
It'll
sure
be
to
that
say
kiki.
Comments that were
oh,
just posted, and I want to share those
Yeah.
because it's speaking to some of our points. But to speak to what you just said, Maya, I think that we meet our friends in environments where there are shared values and shared interests, and then that's where we kind of make those connections. Most of my sisterhood are people that I've known for a very, very, very long time. Like I'm talking 20 plus years. My
yeah.
sisterhood are people who I've known for probably 15 to 20 plus years. And then so we've had a long time to develop those relationships. Um, but we also, I think that the way that they've maintained themselves is because we do have some shared values and shared interests. Let's go. Let's see. Let's go up here. Duran says, as I've gotten older, it's more work. I'm very relationship oriented, so it's more challenging for me to do the surface friend thing. To the point I was making, I
Yeah.
just don't think it fits anymore. Associate is not a friend. We have community and we have sisterhood. Like I don't the surface thing, I don't know what to do with that. Like,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
kind of have a good that just kind of brought something up for me. Like I'm in a place where I recently went out to the mom groups and now I have mom friends, like new as of in like the last 2 months. So I feel like this is a good kind of place to talk
yes,
about that
shared
because I'm also a deep relationship. Like I want to know everything about you. I want to know I want to get deep. I want to get like just, surface level I can't do it.
yeah.
But like I'm meeting people and it's kind of like, nothing about me.
Yeah.
I know nothing about you, but we're moms. Like that's our, like you said, our common interest or whatever. And it's interesting watching one of my friends in specific. We're both allowing ourselves to be vulnerable pretty early on, but I think we're both aware of how to create friendships. But
Who
it's
is? You say you and who?
uh, me and my friend, one of my new mom's friends. Like we're both like we're like I'll just realize we're talking about something and she'll like there's like what were we saying the other time? There's a transparency and then there's vulnerability. So like we'll have transparent conversations, but then there'll be a layer of vulnerability slivered in there. So I feel like being vulnerable at the gate, um, you know, kind of helps you open up and get to know somebody more.
You have there's a gauge. It takes
Yeah,
time. It takes time. You don't rush into it. I
right. You
think
don't
that's
rush.
just the thing is of love bombing in friendships too. That's a rare thing. Like, hey, you talking about a little bit strong, sis. I
Kaya,
can
who?
get that back. You like that could be a thing. Colette says, our cuz says, I was the only girl and oldest growing up. I navigated to older women because my mother, who related to me as an adult. I also nurtured my friends because I was the nurturer in our family, my mom and my younger brothers.
There's
That's
typically a mom in every friend group.
Yeah.
I feel
So the
yeah,
that.
upbringing
mommy
has
time,
a big difference on the type of friend that you'll be. Your
right?
upbringing.
Yeah.
Most of my friends when I was younger, like elementary school, middle school, were older than me.
Mm.
But that was kind of in my community, but they were older than me. But if you show up as the nurturer, that she's explaining what kind of friend she is. She's the one that nurtures. She plays that role. Yeah.
Yeah, we love the nurturer friends. Like I love mine. I love to just go back and kick back and like, be
And you're the
nurtured.
nurturer friend too, though.
I am, but I have nurturer friends as well.
Yeah.
They're that are
Yeah,
older than me and I get to
yeah,
like I
yeah.
feel like nurturing friends
You do have
need
nurture.
nurturing friends.
Yeah.
You do.
My friend,
Destiny's a nurturing friend.
Destiny is definitely I go to her house, I'm a child. Like,
Yeah, Destiny's a nurturing friend.
nurturer friend.
yeah.
And that's interesting. So that's your friend groups kind of reflect the type of friend you are, or this
Mhm.
because
It can. It
it,
can.
yeah. Well, let's talk about that
Mhm.
because I think this is what Mila writes. This is true, Kaya. You have to meet your friends where they are at. So, having said that, I have what I would call sisterhood. All of my sisters in that group are not from the same place in life. They don't exist in the same place. They don't behave the same way. They're on a spectrum of just, experiencing what life is and expressing who they are, but they are still my sisters. Like you don't have to meet or look a certain way in order for me to understand or to see you as a sister, you know?
Okay. Kyra,
Go
you
ahead,
going to
Mike.
say something? I was
No,
just
I
going to
was.
say, I feel like that speaks to the type of people that we are. We're very multifaceted. So we are
Yeah,
going to have that's not that
rare.
common though. I feel like a
No.
lot of our friends are multifaceted, so they're going to be reading this and be like, yeah, it is. But a lot of people are not. Like, it's like you
Good
have
point.
we've been through multiple walks of lives.
Show up like this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I got a friend in every corner, and I call off for anything, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
they're all different parts of you.
Uh,
Like,
yeah.
how many parts of you might have, and depending on how crazy you are and how, separate of a, like that can get a little varied. That can be varied.
Yes.
But how do you navigate that? Like you said, a lot of people kind of, this is a kind of a fun question, but like, let's say it's your birthday party. How do you feel when all of your different friends from different places are in a room together? Like, what is, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you
Well,
navigate different types of friendships?
Okay.
I feel like if it's for your birthday, you know, then all of your friends, they may not know.
Question with a level of authenticity. She's like,
That
it's her
Kaya would.
birthday. It's
If
about
it's your birthday, then
Like a
all of
true
your
Leo.
friends, and they may everybody is not, and that's why you have separate groups of friends. You have separate groups of friends that this group of friends gets along well, this group of friends get along well. But if it comes down to your birthday and you want to invite everybody, you want to spend time with everybody, then everybody need to be cool with everybody. And you may not, some of your friends may not naturally like some of your friends. We're all females too. When it comes to females, that's just naturally gonna happen. You may not first impressions type of situation, but when it comes to the birthdays, honey, if your friends can't get along, then I don't know. I'm
they can't get along, or is it? I think it was more so if they just come from different lifestyles, so it may be kind of strange in
Yeah,
that.
so, like,
exactly.
in what way though? Do you feel like some friends may be judgy of the other friends, or like,
No,
No,
they may not
not
like
coming
them
from a mean girl.
yeah, they're
But
not pitted against each other, but just that they're just
like
they
some ingredients just don't go together and you're trying to make a gumbo. Like so I don't know. Like you said, in the rare occasion that it is a birthday, that I was just curious. Like, Mom, what do you think
well,
about that?
I'm grateful that all my friends from all walks of life, and we all get together, we have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Like,
that's I feel like
That showed at the baby shower.
that's
Yeah.
just how we do
that's
it.
how it should be. Yeah,
Yeah. At the
that's how
baby
it should
shower,
Everybody
we
be.
walk
had,
away from that and be
let
like,
me,
you know what? Your people are cool. So
exactly. We, at the baby shower, it was all Mom's people,
Mm,
it was my people, it was Kaya's people, and we're talking like all different, like, and we had a ball that
we
night.
did,
And it
we
was
did.
just like
at a
so
ball.
many different
Jam-
personalities. Huh?
I was just gonna say, Jamila is right though, because she said, you're gonna have your jealous and protective friends, which I feel like,
You need to
Yes.
listen to them.
because sometimes they're not always, sometimes your friends can see you may have just, and it's not about how long you've known somebody, but it's just about the simple fact that some of your friends may see qualities in a person that you just are blindsided of. So
I feel
they,
like that's, go ahead.
No,
no, I mean,
go ahead, Kai.
yeah, no, I'm just saying, some friends just may, jealous and protective can be a good or a bad thing. They may just be one of those, I don't know, like protective friends that's just kind of just like, I don't want you. But then is that a good friend? You know what I'm saying? Or
I,
then you have the ones that are, just seeing some things and just like, I'm just peeping that maybe they don't have your best interest at heart. And that's just what's going on there. But sometimes that person is just not a good friend.
see what it is, and I think having a level of discernment that is not attached, like you may be,
Right.
to your friends. And I have had that experience where someone will say, I saw this, I saw that. And actually, what they bring to me, I've seen it too. It's just that I have a level of attachment to these people where I kind of just be like,
It doesn't
it is
affect
what it
you.
is.
It
And
doesn't,
my sister is like, yeah, I don't like that.
yeah. that mean,
Here.
eh.
But again, I weigh that. And is this something that is detrimental to what our sisterhood is? And sometimes it is. And sometimes that will shift from sisterhood to community. Or is this something that I can extend a level of empathy, extend a level of compassion, and say, this isn't really personal? this is something that they are going through and projecting. And I
True.
can do that. I want to see
I
what
think.
go ahead, Kai.
Well, yeah, you can. We can. You can do what you're gonna say, but I was just gonna say, before our time is dwindling, we should get into the flags.
Well, we're
Yes.
actually going a little bit. Are we kind of doing an extended episode today?
Yeah, I
I
think
thought
we're
we discussed that.
before that an hour just we be trying to just stuff everything in. So we'll just flow.
Oh,
But I don't want to go too long, but we'll just see how it goes. But
okay.
Jazz, our cousin says, let's see, I want to read hers out here. I'm overly critical of myself, but I put others on a pedestal. I feel I wanted to be liked for so long that I became friends with just anyone to say I had a friend. Now I think differently, and I also protect myself from fake friendships. I'm a girl's girl, but I've noticed my generation is having a hard time being true friends through good, bad, and hard times.
Mm,
Say that, cousin. Say
that
that.
part. That
There
part.
was
It's
a
hard to
lot. There
find.
was a lot to break down in that.
Yes, it's hard to find, and that's why I don't even really care for new friends
I
nowadays.
was
Cause
waiting
it's
for you to say
like,
that.
oh my goodness, it is hard to find a genuine friend nowadays, for real. It's so many just, especially with all the stuff that's even mainstream that you just see or hear about that's going on that, gets brought to news attention and stuff like that. You just can't trust people nowadays. And it's hard to build, it's hard to build trust, and it's just hard to really find somebody that's
I
has,
have something to say there,
Yeah,
maybe.
that was
Because,
loaded. There was a lot of layers there. Thank you for sharing that. That was in
for
this
real.
room.
yeah, thank you,
I
thank
think
you.
she said she thinks in general during this time of society, building relationships of any kind takes more time and effort
Hmm.
across the board. Like,
And that's where discernment kind of comes in. Like being
it's just
able.
why our so this gets into like what is our experience in humanity creating where it's become so difficult to connect and be
To
open.
be true.
To connect and be open. Because I think we're really operating out of fear and guardedness.
There are a lot of people that are traumatized and not truly taking care of those traumatizations. We live in a traumatizing world, let's be for real. A
Yeah,
lot of people's
oh, really.
childhoods were crazy. A
Yeah,
lot of people's, like, people have
You're right.
gone through some stuff and they don't have the tools, and that makes them not the best friends, since we're talking about friendships. Um, Everyone starts off pure, like I believe. It's the world that be corrupting, and then people have all this. It's just, it's just a whole bunch of people that just need therapy
they need
and
their
some type of religion.
hearted part of me. I just really be wanting folks to have good people in their lives, like have good
Yeah.
people in my life. Because honestly, the woman I am today is I'm able to sustain myself definitely because of my commitment to my spiritual evolution, one, but also because I have people in my life that hold me accountable and that are reflections. They do the work with me, and I can go to people and say, okay, am I like, no, seriously, I think I'm bugging. And I can say, here are my weaknesses, here are my whatever, and they'll meet me there. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just it's important. It's really important. And so I just wish that for everyone. But like you said, we're so polarized right now. Trauma, um, listening to all the propaganda that we are fed through social media about why we have to have discord across all kinds of relationships is just, it's toxic. It's toxic. And
Ooh, okay. Sorry, my head was just bouncing all over the place, but I grabbed this one idea that said, like,
class
dang it,
time
I think I
go
lost
ahead,
it.
go ahead.
I
Why are you
lost it.
surprised?
I lost it.
It'll come back. Not as taking a pause, a moment of silence for the
Keep going. I'm gonna try to get it again. I got too excited by my introduction that I forgot.
oh snap. Oh, Jamila says, show me your circle and I'll tell you your future. Setting boundaries is
That's a great
important.
quote. That's a
Come
great
on. That needs to
quote.
be on a shirt. Show me your circle. And
And
I
I'll
will
tell you your future. Dang.
facts. So, okay, so are we ready to segue into our activity?
Yes, and then we can talk
Hi.
about, I think, maybe discernment at the end, because I just want to remember to circle back around
Okay,
discernment.
discernment. All right, so Maya, you're up.
Mm-hmm.
our activity, although you didn't select this activity. Listen, mine don't really be with all the corny games and stuff that me and Kaya come up with. She just goes along with it, but she's like, "Are you guys?"
They sent this idea in the group chat, and I was
Maya had no
laughing.
idea. I just sent a screenshot of me of that I ordered the flags, and she was like,
Show that. We need to show that for real.
I was
Mine
on the phone with
is
one of
like,
my friends. I said, I know that they're not serious.
here's Mom and Kaya with they mess. Want
I
to do
sent it, and Maya said, "Laugh my ass off." What the fuck? I just sent the screenshot to me of me ordering the red flags, but Maya had no idea what it was about. Did Mom tell you about it
No,
before?
I knew we
Okay,
were
you
talking
knew.
about red flags. So Kaya sends a text of ordering red flags on Amazon, and I'm like, y'all, like, be so for
Be
real
for
right
real, but
now.
come on,
Then
like
after I said that, they're like, let's get green flags
green
too.
flags.
we got to balance it.
I wasn't thinking about the green flag.
Pessimistic. We want to show the green flags. But Maya just thinks me and Kaya are just corny.
Yeah, Maya,
But
They're
anyway,
corny. It's
we're
cute
not
though. It's fun.
all right. So
So should we do like we're taking turns each? Okay, with the red flags first.
no. So
Yeah.
Maya, what are we doing? What are we doing?
So what we're gonna do is we'll go red flag and then we'll go in a circle. You show your first red flag, you show your second, and then you show your third. Okay?
I thought we were gonna do it all together and then explain it.
Oh yeah, we'll do it all together. I didn't write
Okay.
on mine though, so I'm gonna have to say it.
Right. Okay.
I'm a
Right.
mother.
Okay, so we're doing a red flag first. We're gonna start out.
Yes. We're gonna start off with a red flag. Let's just
Okay.
get a little.
And I'm not putting them in order, but
Okay, that's
I'm just
fine.
grabbing a random one. All right.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, not gaslighting.
Not
Okay, Kaya,
gaslighting.
what's yours say? Puts on an act around certain people. Okay, mine is saying using the word jealous, like I'm jealous of you.
I remember you saying that. Okay, let me hear why. What is it
Go
about
ahead, Maya. You go first.
these red flags for
I just feel like if someone says out their mouth that they're jealous of you, even if it's in a joking way, that they're not joking. You should want people around you, and it's hard. Jealousy is a natural human emotion, but it does not exist. Like there's a certain level. I feel like the person I need to surround myself with people that can be happy for me even if things aren't going that well for them, because when things aren't going that well for me, I'm still so happy for my friends, and I cannot have the opposite. It's just weird. I just
say it's strange. It is
It's strange, and it's not their fault, because we go back to there's reasons why,
Right.
but just because you understand don't mean you got to accept it, and that's how I am with relationships. So
That makes
sorry,
sense,
but
because you're
no.
saying like we're talking about the red flags in sisterhood.
In sisterhood, exactly.
Why somebody may feel the way they feel, but that's your boundary
we can't walk life together if that's how you're approaching it.
Got it. Kaya, explain yours?
Mine was the putting on act, just acting different in front of different people or men, to be specific, since we're talking about female friendships. Because you have those girls that get around men and they just act different. They just kind of put on. I don't know, Mom. I've been in that situation before.
Like, I have a while ago. Most of my friends now just like listen.
Well, yeah. Now, like I said, with ages, hopefully once you become, if you acting different around men still at that age, then I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, just acting different. And like I said, not just men, but just people in general. You'll just peep, somebody tries to put on this different personality, or just kind of pretend to be somebody that that they're not in front of certain people. And I just feel like that's weird to me, because you're not being authentic. So what are you trying to prove? Why are you trying to prove something else to this person, to whoever else that you're around? What's that about? Because me, I'm gonna be me. You like me or you don't, and it just is what it is.
No, Kai is definitely that way. Like it's it is. We gonna save Fred. Blue has a question. We gonna save that one. Okay, so what's next?
Your red flag.
Mine.
Gaslighting is really heavy. Like, how do we get there?
Yeah, and we can't.
And I didn't really. I know this is like a buzzword, and people just be using it too much, right? But no, for real. If you've ever been gaslighted by a friend, it's a weird experience. When I brought something up, an issue came up, and I brought something up, and the person tried to explain it in a way as if I wasn't there. Like my recollection of what happened was false, and that didn't really happen. They tried to confuse the details of things. And in the moment, because I really be forgetting a lot. So in the moment, I was like, I don't know what she's talking about. What is this? And then later I thought about it and I was like, whoa. The effort you would take. What'd you say?
Nothing.
The effort someone will put into putting up a smoke screen. I was like, there's some personal issues there that it's just not that I just don't have time. You know what I'm saying? I just don't have time. So
Okay.
I just got a quick question. Do you guys ever feel like do you guys see me to be a person that would gaslight anybody? Or do you guys ever feel like I've had that
Kaya, who told you that you gaslit them?
girl, Maya? Like, I'm not gonna say no names, but I've been told by one particular person that I used to gaslight them like a lot, and I'm just like, what? I never saw that, and maybe it was just sometimes somebody say you're doing something because they are doing it, but I'm like, maybe do I? I don't think I do.
No, because you don't even care, Kai. You don't even be thinking that deep enough to gaslight.
Thank you. I'm like, to be gaslighted, but this person used to say that like you're always gaslight. Like, no, and I really hate when people put that on me.
Like when I put that up, I knew that because this one of the buzz phrases and everyone's throwing that out there.
I feel like not everybody really knows the true definition of gaslighting.
But when you really truly
gaslighting is when you know that someone experienced something and you're trying to tell them that they experienced something different. That's what gaslighting is.
Yeah, that's what.
So let's keep a move on. Let's do a green flag. Or are we gonna stick with red?
No.
What do y'all think?
Green. We need to.
We'll go green. Okay. We have our love and light woman here.
Yeah, absolutely. No, balance. We have the balance.
Balance. That's right. That's right. So let's do green flags. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, self-awareness. They respect your space, and mine would be reciprocation. Okay. Actually, yeah. Okay. So I think reciprocation goes without saying, like, and I feel like that's also, it depends on levels. I was talking to a friend. One friend expected something, and my friend was like, hey, I'm not able to reciprocate that. We actually don't need to be friends. Like, that's not, it's when your levels of reciprocation match and your ideas of friendship are well reciprocated. Right. I think that's a good green flag when it's reciprocated. And reciprocated can just mean like, I'm here for you, you're here for me. I understand that, like marriage, they say sometimes it's going to be 80-20, sometimes it's going to be 20-80 the other way. But that's like true in friendship. Yeah. But that means that when I'm at 80 and you're at 20, I got you. And when you're at 20 and I'm at 80, I got you. That type of reciprocation, or even just like, I think about you for your birthday, you think about me. Am I buying you gifts? Or
I don't know. I think for me, I don't necessarily see reciprocation in the same way anymore.
But respect? What about respect?
Respect and reciprocation are not the same thing.
But is respect reciprocated? So reciprocation is kind of across the board. Yeah, exactly.
Is the foundation of any situation.
Right.
Like,
right.
Period.
So reciprocation can mean anything. It's just what you value in a friendship is that being reciprocated.
But I don't think that, so the way that I show up, I don't necessarily expect my friend,
that person to show up for you like that.
Because I may have strength and skills that they don't.
You're right.
It's not exactly in the same way, though.
In a certain way that's different. And so, I don't know if I feel like it has to be.
So it doesn't mean like, so let's say for like a pound of beans and a pound of sand is still a pound. Right. However, if there's an energy exchange. Yeah.
I think,
there's an exchange. I think exchange makes sense. And reciprocity is important because there's always an exchange. The universe works out of exchange. So I get that. But what it looks like, I don't think I'm as picky about that.
Okay. Fair.
Okay.
Mine was they respect your space. And that just goes that would be mine, right?
Yeah.
Really have boundaries.
Well, yeah, but
what do you mean respect your space?
Specifically speaking, and I feel like it was different and it wasn't as important when I was younger, just because you just don't have as much responsibilities, you don't have as much just life changes as you get older. So respecting your space, meaning that because even Maya said earlier, you have I forgot what you were saying in your definition. You you have your people that you talk to daily or whatever, and some people feel away, or not daily but often, some friends feel away about you, the communication not always being as constant. But I feel like respecting your space is just knowing that, you know, we're all adults and we all go through things. So somebody's absence doesn't mean that they don't care about you. It could just mean that they're going through something at the time, or they need time to focus on themselves and get themselves together. So you're just respecting their space and knowing that, okay, you know, not assuming anything, but just kind of just respecting that, you know,
They
they
are
may
who
have
they are.
something.
Like, you
Yeah,
so in essence, you're saying like respecting your space is not taking everything someone does as
personal.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
them be who they are. Like let me be who I am and
Which comes with being secure in a friendship. You know, if
yeah,
there's insecurity, that's where that comes
are
from.
secure in your own self.
yeah,
In yourself and in your friendships, yeah. Because I have a friend where we literally can go weeks and we'll be like, you know, we talk about that all the time. Like,
yep,
I don't take it personally because we have friends that
Yeah.
do, you know, and we'll be like, I don't take it personally because I understand you and I
right.
love you and I know it's not personal. So why would I take it personal? You know what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
anyway, because we're all adults.
We're all
So
adults, and yeah. You know, people are having children. Like, this is the time. People got other stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have a billion other things to do. Like, I'm not taking it personal.
Kai's like, listen, don't take my absence.
Don't bother me.
But I really do feel like I'm doing better, though. Seriously, guys, I really feel like I'm doing better with even with family. Just like
Yeah, you are.
communicating, I'm doing better. I'm doing better.
Okay, mommy, you're a green flag and you are Kaya.
So my thing on self-awareness is this. Um, and it has to do with trust, really, is that my sisterhood, I feel, is self-aware enough that I don't have to be looking to the side and wondering whether this person is going to show up with a level of integrity that I can respect because they're self-aware. So they also well self-aware and then also able to self-correct. And I remembered when this came about, I was a part of a women's group, and there was a question about a younger sister that was there. And I was like, well, one of the reasons why I trust her is because she has an amazing ability to be self-aware, self-reflect, and then self-correct. So even if I see something in one of my sisters, I don't have to be worried about that. I don't have to be wondering, is this person going to cross me? Is this going to become a bigger issue? Is this da 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 da? Because they're committed to self reflection, self awareness, self correction. They got that. And with
Right.
me too. If they sense something a little miss in me, they'll be like, I don't have to worry about that because she got her.
Mhm.
And so we can move confidently, throughout our life with one another. That self-awareness is totally key for me. It is a must.
So
'Cause I
before we move on to
go ahead.
before we move on to our next red flag, did we want to? I think you said Blue had a question. Did you, or was there something in the chat you
She
wanted to talk?
said, what kind of friend is she?
You're a great friend because we've been friends for 10 years now.
Yeah.
That's crazy to say. Like, are we old? No, like I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like
And they're
that.
like,
Because
are you old? So what are you saying about
are
No,
we
no.
older? Are we mature? Are we
older?
grown
Okay,
women? Let me
okay.
say that. Are we
Yeah.
grown women? But yeah, I mean, like, I feel like you're the type of friend that is always supportive and always in like our corners, and the same for you. Like, I feel like even though we don't talk all the time, like I
Yeah.
know I can hit you, you can hit me. Like it when we talk, it's not like we haven't talked or seen each other in like 6 years, because I don't think we've seen
Yeah.
each other in 6 years. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I know.
um I feel like that's another thing with long distance friendships and life going on. But like, I also feel like I don't take it personally. You don't take it personally. Like, you're a good friend. But now in person, you're a fun
I
friend.
was gonna say,
You're a
yeah,
down
it's
for
a good
anything
time.
friend. But you're
Yeah,
also a friend that you
she's
can
a
be
really big
vulnerable with. Like,
personality.
you're
She
going to keep
has,
it real. You can be
yeah,
vulnerable.
authentically you, and I love that about you.
And
Yeah,
you
That's
understand
that's
people. You
she does.
understand, you're understanding.
Mhm.
But you're like, I can trust you. You're a trustworthy friend. So, and then you're definitely a friend that like everyone enjoys. So yeah. Okay.
ready.
Ready, 2, 3, go.
Petty.
Petty supports. Okay, and then
Others.
mine would be
What is
lack
your
of
say? What does your say, Kai?
Supports others, but absent when it's time to support you.
Mine would say doesn't know who they are, like lack of identity.
Okay.
Mm.
So who we starting with? Let's get into it.
Go ahead, Mike, because I
Okay.
feel like you need to get something off your chest.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry guys.
Waving that flag, like what
Okay,
happened?
so sorry, that was a technical difficulty. Lack of like I just personally feel like, and this is something that you can go through phases of, or you just have like straight up. Like I feel like it's difficult to be friends with someone who has a lack of identity because they might constantly find themselves in spaces that are not authentic to them, and I can't keep going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or they might like just be around all types of people. Like I don't know who you are. So what
Mm,
are you inviting into your life if you're not sure? Like if I have friends, I know who they are at their core. They know who they are. There's a certain level of confidence that you move into. There's a certain level of like things that you expect, because I'm a friend that's going to be there for you through a lot of stuff. But if you're just like, it's different from being a free spirit and someone's that's just lost. Like you're just lost
okay,
and you're
okay,
not a free spirit.
okay,
And it takes time, and it's not like you figured yourself out. Nobody is completely like,
right,
but
right.
just having a core sense of identity and what makes you you, and like your values, and like just I feel like at this age that's kind of not too much to ask for. So it's a red flag then, because also I've had friends who like to take on my identity because they think it's cool,
Mm-hmm.
and it is, but I love my friends for being uniquely them. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, because then you might want to be other people. Then that leads to like idolizing celebrities and wishing you had other people's lives, which also leaves room for jealousy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be you, boo. Be confident. Even if you don't know, just, I hope that made sense, but I'm
Yeah,
done.
yeah, no, it did, it did, it
Okay.
did. You brought up some really good points.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mine was the supporting others, but absent when it's time to support you. And I saw somebody said that in the comments. I
did
forget who.
they?
Tanisha said that. Yeah,
Uh,
showing up for others, but not showing up for your friends. And I've seen that. It happens. It's just because that's just weird. I feel like that's a self-explanatory thing too. Because why are you not showing up for your friends, but you can show up
mhm,
for somebody that you don't know? You're
mhm.
supporting this person that doesn't even know who you are. You're constantly sharing their stuff, constantly posting their stuff, constantly whatever. But when it comes to supporting your actual friend, now you're nowhere to be found. You won't post their stuff. You won't
Mhm.
rock their stuff. But I feel like when it when you have a friend that's doing stuff like that, there's some level of jealousy there. There's some
Yep,
level of, something else that's going on, because it
got it.
just doesn't make
Something else
sense for
going
you to
on.
not
Yep.
support your true friend if that is your true friend. And even if, okay, no. Yeah, because I think that's going into something else. Yep, that's it.
Okay. So,
Petty.
there may be some people who don't agree with me on this, because there was like a era when petty was in vogue, and I was just like, I don't know, like that seemed to be like masking some type of internal miserableness. Like I just that people would just wanted to be mean to others or be spiteful and get back at others. Like, are you okay? Like, why are we championing this thing that's ugly? Like, why are we like, yeah, we're down to be drag people, and I just couldn't get with it. So when I see that in when I see that in people that like feed off of being petty, then I'm wondering what's going on with their heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there something you need to work out? Because
There
I
is.
don't have time for the cruelty just for cruelty's sake. And elevating that, like, I'm the petty one. Yeah, yeah, that's not a flex to me. I'm just my
You're too
Yeah.
personal.
old for that.
It's
Yeah.
not a flex. It's not a
There's a
flex.
certain rapper that's too old for that too.
Uh, but I just, yeah, that I was always kind of disturbed when that became the,
A
when
thing.
red
Being petty
riding
was like a
the
yeah.
train was a flex, and I just was like, I can't get with that. I think that someone needs some love.
Okay, so last round of green flags, and then we'll go ahead and just try to
Okay,
get closed up.
what I want. We kind of talked about that. We talked about that. So I'm gonna do my last two together.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay, we'll do our last two together. I didn't know. Okay. Cool, that's
Bring
fine. Then
that
we'll just
Let's just
move into
yeah,
it.
let's just
Okay.
talk about them and
And
just
go.
make it brief.
The time, yeah, time to.
in. Holding others accountable. Don't talk about my handwriting, y'all. I want to hear it.
Loyalty,
Mine.
loyalty, loyalty.
And look,
Oh,
accountability.
y'all are so cute. Y'all's last two flags are the same.
And
Oh,
genuinely
genuinely
happy
happy for
for others.
others.
That came up already.
It did, it did, it
Yeah.
did. I think mine would be, let's see. I had it in my head. We'll just go ahead. Somebody else real quick.
I was just I was gonna say, as far as communication comes, honesty, saying what needs to be said. You know, when it comes to the truth, I'm telling you what you need to hear, not what sounds good. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's good
Mm-hmm.
communication.
Hmm.
Because we got to be honest. Everything, the
Mm-hmm.
truth hurts sometimes, and the person that's just gonna tell you what sounds good, they don't really want what's best for you.
No,
No,
they don't.
Taking
no.
accountability, that's self-explanatory. A friend that can take accountability, because especially with female friendships, you're gonna bump heads. You're gonna, sometimes, it's possible for there to be disagreements. It's possible for there to be situations that happen. But if at the end of the day you can take accountability and you can have a mature conversation about it and talk things out, I feel like that's important. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has their flaws. So as long as you can, own up to your
I agree
own up
with
to your
everything that you're saying. I think our
Yeah.
flag was the same in terms of the loyalty and holding me accountable. And I want to speak a little bit to that loyalty part because this is not blind loyalty. This is not no matter what I do, follow me to the end type. Because no, you know what I'm saying? You have to have some standards of your own. But a part of loyalty for me is being able to hold me accountable. Like, be vulnerable enough to check me, and that is reciprocated, that we can say, you know I've had some people call me out. I've had some people call me out on some stuff, and I was just like, oh, I never thought that. I've had an elder tell me something in a very nice way. She was trying to tell me that maybe I was being naive in a situation, but she veiled it in a way that I could receive it and accept it. I really appreciate that when people are able to hold me accountable and be loyal to the growth, loyal to each other's growth, not loyal to me no matter how I'm acting. Because that, like you said, Kaya, like if someone can't check you and they're just going to be your yes man or yes woman, that's not effective. That's not productive. But
right.
loyal to us being healthy and being well, you know.
I just wanted to just add one more thing to loyalty before we get to yours real quick. My also just being loyal in your absence as well. Just like you're not just loyal to my eye when I'm not around. Are you defending me when I'm not in the room? Are you, you know,
Speak
is
on
are
fire.
mm-hmm.
I want to say something I've experienced. Some I've had that happen, and I was just like, it stung a little bit.
Yeah.
Where in my face this person shows up a certain way, but in spaces where there may be people who are not, they're haters, will just instead of me trying to find a nice way to say it, that person allows for a conversation,
Yep.
and maybe even in their body language or in the comments they make, give space for that type of, and there's some type of agreement, and I'm like, well, are you, well,
Then
this
they
ain't,
kind of tell on themselves with that. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, so and so
they'll
said
say
this
it,
about you." So why did they feel comfortable talking
they
to
will say
you
it. And
like
then
that?
obviously someone's gonna speak on my sisters in a certain space. No, 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 no. We
Yeah.
not. They
We're
wouldn't
not
even do it.
doing that.
They
They
wouldn't
wouldn't
even.
even do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not even a thing.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
You know what?
Um,
Why do you want to go first? And then I want to. There's a
y'all share my
comment.
two little green flags real quick. They're not a lot.
Oh, go ahead.
Um, one is just like being open minded. I feel like I'm very open minded. A lot of people in my life are different than what you would, you know what I'm saying? They're not different, but you know what I'm saying? Like
Green flag.
I'm not a judgmental person. I have lots of different types of friends. So if you're not open minded, my life would just be like I'd be having a, like, it's just like it's not typical. So if
Yes.
you're closed minded, we probably can't be friends. So I love open minded friends. I loved, my other one was just uh what's the word? Considerate, being considerate, and that's one of the green flags I'm really in one of the friends I just met. She's super considerate, and that's such a green flag for me because it just speaks of kindness and intelligence, and that's another green flag. It's when you're smart. I
Mm.
like a
Bringing
smart.
it together, bringing it together.
We like
Savvy,
a
savvy,
smarty.
I like an
savvy with it.
intelligent.
We love an intelligent queen.
We love an intelligent
We love
queen.
an intelligent queen.
Oh yeah, because then you won't be out here
Hilarious.
getting ran amok by these men, and I can't be with friends like that. So I need you to be smart. I need you to be intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
They're gonna say the thing that needs to be said. Okay. All right.
We're gonna read
So
that's
Nadia's comment.
and I think it's really interesting. Interesting. You wanna read it? Someone else wanna read it? You want
yeah.
me to?
Some people show up for others who they might barely even know because they're trying to change their ways. Their character or reputation is perceived versus with you, they already have fully built the connection or feel you view them the way they want to be seen. I've witnessed it firsthand. That's true.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
That's true.
Wow.
They're trying to change the way their character. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying
That's
out
a real friend right
different
there
way
too.
of being.
Yeah. We're gonna give Nadia some props. We love Nadia.
We love Nadia.
That's
That's a
it.
sister. That's a sister.
So trying out this new version of yourself in spaces where people have not boxed you in a
I can
sense.
understand that. I can
I can
understand
too.
that.
I
And
can
I
too.
feel like that can go both ways. Like, it's okay to experiment, but it can go both ways,
Yeah. Okay, so
Like
we have
that's
one
One more
last
red flag.
ready
okay.
flaggy. 1, 2,
I kind of brought my okay. Okay.
What's yours, Mom?
Mine,
3. Aggressive, spiteful.
Mm.
mm, mm.
Look at let me checking my handwriting, y'all.
We love you.
So Kai was like, "What did you write? What did you say?
It wasn't like that. I just didn't see.
LOL.
What did you say, Kai? I didn't see."
Oh, mine's obsession.
Mm.
Mm. That kind
Mm.
of goes to, and then mine was just like I kind of touched it already, but when they just kind of let men walk all over them or just be and not yeah, when they
Yeah.
know better. When either way actually to me personally,
Because if it's
and that
at
may
this
be
point in
touchy, but
life,
personally, there's only so many times I'm gonna pick up the phone and then like cuz I'm going to want to ride for you. And if
yeah.
we're riding and then we're
Mm.
not and then we're riding and then we're not, I got to get off. I got to get off. Which one are we doing?
I'm
That's
jumping at the
personal
top.
though. That everybody may not feel that way.
Yeah.
I see that. I can see that. Hmm.
It depends on if it's a
No,
boyfriend or if it's
no.
marriage.
I
If it's
totally
marriage, it's
understand
different.
that over time can run out because I've had those experiences and some very close situations because I'm gonna ride in a way that completes and finishes some stuff.
Oh,
Hmm.
we know.
So,
We know.
so
I think a part of that
are
goes
you
to,
ready
I
for
think
this
Kai, you
level
can
of
feel this
sisterhood?
too.
Like, are you ready for this level of sisterhood?
Right,
You know?
right.
Yeah.
And part of it comes from not being able to be fake. And I think Kai, you can feel this too. Like, because if you're off and on with this person, when you're on, I'm not gonna be able to fake with you. Like, I'm not gonna be able to act like everything's cool if they're around. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So personally, like that's just, and I know Kaya definitely is like that. So
Yeah.
that's kind of why we just be
Yeah.
like, we
Yeah.
can't
I
do it,
can't fake it,
baby.
Mom.
I feel that.
And
I feel
if I
that.
love you, I'm really gonna feel away.
I've had to put
Yeah.
distance in situations like that because I'm like, I'm gonna end up in the end getting hurt
Mm-hmm.
or putting myself in a compromising position because of the way I show up for the people that I care about. If you're in
Mm-hmm.
danger,
Yeah.
then you know,
Exactly. Let me know.
come
Like,
on,
because
you
I
write
don't play
it
that. We don't play
down.
disrespect. We do not play
You write
disrespect.
it down.
Zero.
So
Zero
good point.
tolerance for
Good
disrespect.
point, Maya. Kaya,
So
go
if
ahead.
you're going through it, maybe just don't tell me.
Honestly. Honestly. Because yeah.
Go
I
ahead, Kaya, what is obsession? You were saying you
um yeah, obsession to a certain extent. I mean, I don't feel like, you're gonna have obsession to a certain extent, because
but what is obsession? What does that look like in
with the red flag, kind of what Maya was saying with the jealous thing, you when you're obsessed with it or not knowing your self identity, you want to be like me. You want to be, I don't know, or just obsession to the point where you are feeling a way that I'm not talking to you every day, that I'm not picking up the phone when you call, that I'm not like, are you my man? Like, I don't, and it shouldn't be obsession in that type of way either, because then it's like, do you like me like this, or do you like me like that? You know what I'm saying? If we not doing that, honey.
Or
This is a
it could be that, or also displaying a level of insecure. Y'all are too much. Or could a person be insecure and they're
insecure.
and they're
But
and that,
that's where Kai is getting in. Do you like me like this, or do you like me like that? Though, because that level of insecurity is a little, it's not, doesn't really make sense on a friend level. It doesn't.
It
It doesn't.
doesn't.
what Doshi said, she being real. Jamila said, "Your children are a true reflection of you." Like, I mean,
That's why I said, to a certain extent, like, I do feel like you should be, obsessed to the
Yeah, I'm obsessed
smallest
with my
degree.
girls.
You're
Yeah.
obsessed with your girls. You're obsessed with your mom, your sister, with your people, but to a certain degree. Once it gets past a certain level, it's like, okay, now this is creepy.
But you only have room for obsession when your own life is not,
It's
like, you know what I'm
not,
saying?
yeah.
When you don't got,
you're not happy with
Because
yourself.
how you got the time to be obsessed with me? I don't got the time to be obsessed with nothing. I got too much. Like, let's be for real. How you got the time to be obsessed with me? You don't have enough going. Like, there's just not enough going on for you to be obsessed with me.
I've had a situation like that.
Well, yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's just really
It's scary.
strange.
It's truly scary, actually.
Obsession starts to be.
Or that's
So what do you guys do in those situations?
you have to cut it
You
off.
just ghost. You just ghost. I ghost. I gotta go.
Because then
Well,
when
you gotta ghost
now
somebody because
you're.
they might. You gotta
Some
ghost.
people might not
in
be
a
able to
safe
ghost.
way.
You're too close. There may be other things, like
Who
maybe
can you not ghost?
you live near, or you work with, or you.
When it gets to a certain point, I'm probably just gonna say something.
Okay, that's you. That's true.
Because no.
All right, mommy, you're a red flag. Or we got
No.
comments.
So passive aggressive and spiteful are deal breakers for me. Like, I'm not even entertaining it. I'm not even entertaining it. If someone is not able to thank you, confront is my way to. If someone is not able to say the things that they need to say, because I'm a very upfront person.
Yep.
I'm going to approach it. I'm going to speak to it. I'm going to, and it doesn't always have to be, an aggressive manner. I'm going to do it, with the type of decorum or whatever. But if you feel offended, but also not comfortable, or the choice that you make is to make me pay for something you perceived, real or imagined, and do something that can impact my life, that's calling for that. That to me sets up a situation of war. Like, I can never trust you because I don't know what you'll do.
Did you say a situation of war?
That creates war type situations in relationships, like intimate relationships. That's what ends up happening, because you don't know when your partner or when your friend is going to try to set you up based on something that they perceive. You don't even know where it's coming from. You have no idea what they took offense to. I just cannot.
Okay, that just made me think about something, and not really that one. Were you done? Were you finished with that thought?
No, I was going to say, and then being spiteful is around that same thing. People who harbor things and plot out a way get their revenge, and
that's
instead of
nasty.
just saying, hey, this is how I felt, this is what it meant, but in terms of the sisterhood or even community, I don't have this just no tolerance at all. In all my relationships, that is a deal breaker.
So I was just gonna say, like, some of these things, it just made me think about, some of these things are all like, if you meet somebody and they're displaying these off rip, that's a red flag. We're not going to continue our friendship. But some of these, what if you were in a friendship with someone for 5-6 years and then they start exhibiting some of these? Like, for example, like mine with the bad relationship. If it's a friend that I've been friends with for 6 years, I'm going to stick it out with you a little longer than you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be there for you differently than if it was somebody new. So some of these red flags, that's absolute. So that's a hard red flag.
No, that's what happened with this one.
Yeah.
I think it depends on
Okay.
where you are in life.
Yeah.
And I just at that point, and it may be different for different situations, but in that point, I said to myself, is this how I want to spend my energy
Mm.
trying to sort through this thing with this adult?
Mm-hmm.
And how much, like, this needs to be dealt with an actual counselor. How much time am I going to dedicate to this situation with another adult? If they're at the point where they're gaslighting me, then there's some layers of things there. Is this how I want to spend my energy? Because everything you do, you are spending energy. And I decided at that time, no. So I just made some adjustments. I think it's a case by case scenario.
It's definitely case by case. It's definitely case by case. Some of them, I'm just saying, like, some, not a lot. A lot of the red flags were like hard reds, but sometimes, people go through things. Then, depending on how
Yeah.
much you love them, you'll stick. You may have to withdraw a little bit, but that's like, navigating friendships and like giving people resources. That's another part of just how friendships are maintained.
But then I guess,
Um,
but if you have to, we're talking about, like you guys said, when I define, like, there's associates, community, and sisterhood.
yeah.
And we can't really operate in sisterhood if these elements are present.
Right, exactly. Which I think is where the green
That's
flags
right.
come into play.
Doshi says spite,
There's-
passive aggressive, and gaslighting go together. Certainly they do. They are comorbid, and absolutely.
Because that's a specific type of person.
Omiale says also people who are petty or with others
will
will.
eventually be petty to you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
mom. And I think you made a comment earlier and you were like something with self-awareness that you were saying like you may notice something about somebody, but you don't have to worry because you know they won't do it with you. Did you say something along those
No,
lines?
no. So we're not perfect. We're not
We're
perfect.
not perfect,
So there are
but
things that
I said run that
I
back.
have watched
but
people
with that,
in my sisterhood who have noticed things about, you're going to catch that about yourself and self-correct. So when I see my sister moving through a certain thing, it's been consistent behavior. I can trust that she's going to self-correct and check herself because that's her way of life.
That's true. That's true.
And
I have friends like that. Yeah.
relationships too. Like, I can't have my finger on the pulse of everything my sisterhood is doing, or in my relationship. I have to be able to trust that they're self-aware enough, and then have the agency to self-correct. And it's important to them to do that. So when I see that happening over time, I'm like, that's a real one. I can roll with them.
you're right. You're right. Because nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. As long as you can
Yeah.
self-correct and
So that's why a lot of these green flags are really, really, really important.
yeah.
Like in a friend. So I'm glad we were able to talk about the green flags.
Yes. So I think we've wrapped this up. Is there anything else that we wanted to add? We had some really good contributions and comments
Yeah.
from our viewers. Like, I really appreciate this, and ultimately,
Oh,
wish this level of sisterhood for everyone. Yes.
yeah. I was just gonna say this live even reminded me that me and Kaya have a lot. There's so many friends that we might have been in person with for maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year, but these friendships have lasted like a very long time. So it's just like when you meet real people and they really are out there, because I know a lot of people are like, people are fake, but when you meet real people,
And
like it
out.
doesn't matter. And
It doesn't matter.
it's like it's just another level of love, just knowing that there's so much people
Right.
that love you and that you love, and then you watch their families expand. Like sisterhood is such a
Right.
blessing.
It
And
is.
then you also want to add to that, like, there are people that I'm in community with, and we may not at this time been able to create the closeness of sisterhood, but I respect the hell out of them. Like, they have the green flag, the green flag. And when I see them, I'm like, those are people that I respect and I honor, and I feel that sistership. And so, it might not become the in-depth piece, but I recognize it.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right, this has been wonderful. Thank you very much, everyone, for showing up and participating with us. We love it.
We love y'all.
time we
Thankful
are
for it.
here is going to be election night. Did y'all realize that?
What'd you say, Mom?
Next time we're here will be election night.
It's the election day.
Oh,
So what are we gonna talk about?
Well,
I don't want to talk. I
I'm
don't
not
want to
sure
politics. I don't want to talk politics.
I understand, and
I don't want to talk politics.
I don't like usually on any election. I am nowhere near any media at all. So this is going to be definitely stepping out of
Yes,
our
Jamila,
comfort zone.
no politics.
So I don't think that we will be approaching it from a political standpoint, but because of how the air and humanity will be charged at that time, we're going to be conscious of that. And however we organize our podcast, we'll do what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
But
maybe
it
approach,
won't
but maybe
be
talk about humanity or
exactly,
something.
exactly. So we'll be here, a safe space.
A safe space and a light.
Election,
Yeah.
a safe space here on the 5th. We love you guys. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you again soon.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
And
Love
we
you
all have the
guys.
same tattoo for those of you that maybe don't know.
You guys. Mother's Day. Kai say
Stamp. Stamp. Put a
Mhm.
stamp on it.
A
y'all.
long time. A long time. Not a good time.
And it's not a small one either. Big tat.
They are so silly. All right, y'all. Love you guys.
Love y'all. Bye.
Peace.